Hi everyone, and welcome to the final presentation for the Academic English 20 Summer Online course. This is the Week 10 presentation. During Week 10 we will do a end of quarter exam or a final exam on Monday, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this in the next slide. You'll also be expected to give in a progress letter, which is very important, and a final editing log. Paper 2 grades will be released later in the week as well. Again, paper 2, 20% of your total grade, end of quarter exam, about 10%, progress letter 5%. So there's still about a third of your grades to come. Alright, so we'll still have a busy week. Final exam is on Monday. It'll start at 12 AM and continue for 24 hours until 11:59 PM. So you'll have a full 24 hours to complete it. It's 60 minutes long. I would recommend about 50 minutes for writing, and maybe 10 to 15 for editing and brainstorming. Okay, so don't just write immediately. Try and think about what you're going to do. And of course, use a quotation from the prompt and use the structure that we have studied. You might ask what that structure is. Well, we've done presentations on all of these, on how to write an introduction, an effective thesis statement, topic sentences, how to develop a paragraph. Citations, very important as well. I have to see evidence of that. Analysis was last week's. We also have cohesive writing and a conclusion. So we've done a lot of work on content and structure, and I want you to show me that you have understood and can use these skills. We've also looked at grammar, tenses, subject-verb agreement, number, articles, verb form, modals, word form, and passives. These are really important, and I need you to be able to show me that you have understood the rules and that you can edit for them and apply them to your writing. Okay, so one is content and structure, the other is grammar. These will be key to getting a good grade. How do we revise? Well, first of all, knowing the rules will result in better editing, whether these are the rules for structure or the rules for grammar. Well, particularly for grammar. Well, how do we know which ones to study? Well, we can look at the comments. Okay, I've recently done one on timed short write 1. Comments are available, and that's really recent. So these are mistakes that you're still making in your writing that maybe you can look over. There's also paper 2 draft 2 as well, which is very recent. Look at the comments on papers 1 and 2. Okay, these are pretty important, and you know, if I have given you some feedback, you should be able to identify what areas you need to work on and what areas that you're okay at. So we need to really hone down areas that you think you can improve in. Look at my comments. Okay, I've given you back a lot of comments. What are there? Are there a lot of article symbols? What do I say? Do I say your citation needs to improve? Do I say that you need to work on verb form? They would be good things to do before going into the final exam. Okay, so that's how we're going to revise. And now we'll look at progress letter. Progress letters are due in on Wednesday, again 11:59. Well, why do we write a progress letter? We remember things better if we can look back and reflect on what we've learnt. So in doing the progress letter, I'm hoping that you will look back at the previous 10 weeks and think about areas that you've improved on and areas where you could still improve. You are trying to persuade me that you should go to 39A. Okay, you'll have to do these type of letters in 39A, and this is good practice. And it's also to prepare you for, in fact, those cover letters in 39A. Okay, so if you can do these, you can probably do better in the 39A cover letters. Okay, step 1 in the progress letter. You have to convince me, are you ready to move to 39A? Why is this? Maybe you've got high quiz scores, maybe you've completed all the assignments Maybe there's a certain area where you've improved. Maybe you've mastered verb form or sentence structure. Maybe you can organize and structure a paper. I don't know which one of those it is for you, but you need to tell me about them. Okay, why are you ready for 39A? Step 2 is we're going to focus particularly on one area of improvement. Where do you need to improve and where have you improved? Examples we've looked at: verb form, sentence structure, citation, using paragraphs, articles, things like that. Okay, where have I gotten better and where could I still improve? When we do this, we're going to get really specific. Okay, so we don't just say I've improved in verb form, we have to give an area. We move from a very general comment to a really specific one. Okay, let's look at an example here. So at the start of term, I frequently made mistakes with, and this person is verb form. Okay, and they go into very specific detail. They give an example from paper 1 draft 2 when they made an incorrect verb form use of verb form. You can use these structures. Okay, so I realized that I needed to use the base form after the make and not the infinitive, as the example shows, and then give an example of how you changed. Okay, so we move from general to really specific examples from your drafts about how you've improved. Okay, then we can move on to the role of drafting, editing, revising. We've done a lot of this in our papers, and you're just going to make a comment. Okay, so did it help you? Give an example. Give an example of how your drafting technique changed, if it did, and why. And then in the concluding paragraph, you can show off a little. Okay, so how does your writing demonstrate your progress and development into a strong writer? And I'd like you to end with a powerful or memorable statement about your writing and your plans for the future. Okay, so try to impress me. Okay, try to really dazzle me into sending you up to 39A with confidence. Okay, think about what you have achieved. Think about your diagnostic and your midterm. Think about your editing logs, grammar changes you've made, paper 1 and paper 2, reflection journal articles, your writing itself. How have you changed? Okay, all of these things could be used. Grammar quizzes as well. Have your scores gotten better? What are your achievements during the last 10 weeks? We have to reflect on them. There's also an example letter which you can use. Okay, you can use it as a template, and hopefully it will be useful to you. But following these steps, doing the quiz and looking at the template letter should be enough for you to succeed. Okay, let's have a look at week 10 and see what's in store for you. This is the big thing. Okay, that's going to be 10% of your entire grade. End of quarter writing, do it by Monday at 11:59. This is the progress letter template which you can use to base your progress letter on. There's also a progress letter practice quiz to be used in conjunction with knowing language, and the progress letter itself is due in on Wednesday at 11:59. There is a last journal entry, a week 10 journal entry. I should have your final papers back to you by Wednesday, and what I'd like you to do is, with the feedback that I give, I would like you to complete this editing log and upload it. Okay, this is just to show me that you can correct your errors on the paper. In total, you will get about 35% of your grades this week. So watch those grades. At the moment, everything that's hasn't been given a grade is marked as 0, but this will gradually increase as the grades start coming in through the week. If anybody wants to talk to me, please just let me know. We can arrange a conference time, no problem, and I can take you through the grading process. Okay, have a great week 10. Good luck in your finals, and I will be in touch with you during the week. Take care.